when David Oyelowo and I were filming The Butler, I was walking out of the makeup trailer one day, and he handed me a DVD. He said, "Take a look at this. This is a little film that I just did with this wonderful director named Ava DuVernay." So I watched the film and immediately Googled Ava DuVernay after I finished watching the film and saw that she did that film for, 2 nickels and a prayer. And I just saw a photograph of her, on the Google site. And I knew that we were going to be friends. There was something about her countenance, the way, just in a photograph, she carried herself. And I'm a person, I met thousands and thousands of people and used to interview hundreds of people a day. And very rarely have I ever come across somebody and just said, "Oh, I'm gonna be friends with that person." And so I called her up, and I said to her when I called her up, we're gonna end up being friends. I don't know if we're gonna work together, or if we're just gonna be friends and hang out, but somehow our lives are gonna be destined. And so I have I have enormous respect for who she is and what she's been able to do, not just with this film, but with her life. I mean, to be a publicist on another film and then say, I could do that. I have my own stories. And then to leave the comfort of that life and lifestyle as a publicist and say, I'm gonna take all the money that I have and I'm gonna invest it in my career, not in my house, not in my shoes, not in my handbags, but I'm gonna invest it in my career and have the courage and the wherewithal to become a director. Who does that? So I have enormous respect for that, for somebody taking a big gamble on themselves and believing in themselves to the point where they go, yeah, I know I can do that. And then I watched her on set. I've been on a lot of sets. I haven't acted in a lot of movies, but I've been on a lot of sets watching other directors do it. I've never seen anybody handle a set like that. And I've been on a set with some of the greats, some of the greatest directors of our time. I've never seen anybody handle a set the way she does. I've never seen anybody manage her people and have the sense of camaraderie and family with every single extra who came onto the set. Every single extra, people who this is their first time ever being around, a movie camera, felt like they were the star of that film. They felt special. They felt like they were valued. They felt like they were seen and they were validated. So I can't say enough about Ava. The fact that she now, having gotten the Golden Globe nomination, becomes the first African-American woman makes it even better. But, those are just awards and titles and, acclaim. What really matters in life is the kind of human being you are, the kind of person you are, and how you choose to lead your life. And so that's what I really have respect for. Ava sent me a link to a story about the real Annie Lee Cooper. And in that story, the real Annie Lee Cooper watched the Oprah Winfrey show every day and had a tuna fish sandwich while she was watching the show. And Ava, she tricked me. Ava said, "Don't you think Annie Lee Cooper, what do you think?" She said, "What do you think Annie Lee Cooper would think of the idea of Oprah Winfrey now playing her in this movie?" I go, "She'd probably like it." And she said, "And what do you think that would mean to her?" It would probably mean a lot. So I ended up doing it, not just because I thought Annie Lee Cooper would approve, but because Annie Lee Cooper represents my family. She represents my grandmother and my aunts and my great aunts and all the women who would have wanted to have the courage to stand up for themselves and who, tried and worked and were domestic workers and believed that there could be a better way or a better day and just kept at it. The fact that that was the 5th time that she had tried to vote just astounds me. It astounds me. It astounds me that the desire for equality as a human being would be so powerful that you would be willing to risk everything for it. And so to be able to convey that in that small little piece of her just saying, it's right this time. And knowing that she had been humiliated time and time and time and time before, but yet she was willing to get up and put on her best dress and her pin and her coat and her Sunday dress and to go down and try one more time. There are broad strokes of this movie that allow people to understand some of what happened in history, but the real gift that Ava has, and I think we see this in her previous films, is that she's able to create intimacy through the camera. And those intimate moments become personalized for the viewer. So I'm hoping that people will not only just understand what the movement, what that particular time was about, but also understand the heart and depth of feeling that the people held for this moment in time, for such a time as this.